Hey, and welcome to the channel. Ready to delve into the Reddit verse for a story or several? If you like what you hear, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe as it helps us aplenty. Now let's dig in. This story comes from the Am I the Asshole subreddit by user Seahorsey17. Am I the asshole for not agreeing to work for free on my partner's rental property business? My partner and I have been dating together for 3 years. During this time, I have helped him on remodeling some of his rental properties and other property management tasks. He helped me repair my home after a major flood incident. I would say up to this point, our work-for-work exchange has been fairly equal to slightly tipping the scale in his favor. He recently decided to completely gut and remodel one of the rental homes. This project is expected to take 6 months or more. We anticipate remodeling several of the properties over the next few years. This is going to be a significant time and labor investment. We have talked about marriage and what a prenup might look like. He has been clear in that he wants to keep his rental properties as separate property if we were to get married. He has even gone as far to say that he would want the rental properties even separate from me in his estate planning/will, and that everything would go to his siblings. This has been alarming to me and quite hurtful. I understand he doesn't want to lose assets in the event we divorced, but I truly don't understand the estate side of things. This detail makes a difference because we have a 13-year age gap, and he would likely pass before me. I have told him that if he wants to keep the rental business separate, that's fine, but I will no longer be volunteering my time to his business. Basically, that I won't be his free labor slave girl to enrich him and his family. If he wants me to come work on remodeling the properties, he will need to pay me as if I am an employee. I told him my pay rate would be $20 an hour. I have also suggested he call on his family to come help him. I am firm on this boundary right now. He is becoming resentful of my position on this. He believes that me helping him benefits both of us. I have asked him how it benefits both of us, and he really can't quantify how it benefits me in any way. We have totally separate finances. I am on board to be a partner and teammate, but what he expects doesn't really look like a partnership to me. So, am I the asshole for not agreeing to work on his rental property business for free? Not the asshole. Be it friends, family, or relationships, it's funny to me how just one's colors can show when it comes to money. OP stated that the scales were already tipped in his favor over the course of their 3-year relationship when it comes to this business venture of theirs, but for him to resent you for establishing boundaries to avoid being taken advantage of further at this point speaks volumes. Seems to me homie was getting too comfy with this imbalance of responsibility. Thank globs for OP being alarmed at this farce, as I think most of us would be, seeing that he couldn't even begin to explain how this benefits OP. I'd take this as a sign that he does not prioritize a relationship as much as his partner does. Could this stem from a lack of trust, greed, an overwhelming feeling of obligation to his families before anyone? Who knows? But I'd think twice of this whole marriage thing if I were OP. User CFVFly says, not the asshole. Does he expect your house would remain solely as your asset? Just curious. It sounds like he doesn't really view you as an equal partner if he would leave his assets to his siblings in your marriage. This is something I would really want to discuss and agree on before marriage. To which OP responded, yes, my house would remain my house and his homes would remain his. The whole real estate thing is definitely a red flag for me. User Worth Season 3645 says, not the asshole. He has basically told you that you get nothing from these properties. I can understand a few hours here or there for your partner, but that is not what he is asking of you. Why would you want to waste your time on them? He wants to leave the properties to family, then family can use their time to assist in those renovations. He wants to leave the properties to his family, then family can use their time to assist in the renovations. To which OP responded, yes, I told him I had no issue with a few hours here and there. We are talking about a level of work that amounts to a second job. I already work 40 plus hours a week. User Miss Nobody Special 67 says, not the asshole, and those rates are crazy low. It is unrealistic to expect you to do the work for free and then his family benefit at his passing. I cannot see in any way that this is acceptable. If there were kid issues, Maybe. But sounds like there are none. Maybe an even family split between you and the family, but he still should be paying you in some way. But leaving you completely out of any premarital assets seems extreme. My husband and I have assets, but like you, I have premarital assets that are mine and left to my kids and grandkids. He came into the marriage with nothing. But we now have 4 homes and cars and stuff because of my funds, not his. We had agreed what was mine will go to my kids. What we accumulated together will be split amongst the grandkids, his and mine. We had agreed what was mine will go to my kids. What we accumulated together will be split amongst the grandkids, his and mine. His kids have treated me like shit throughout the marriage, and now it is worse. Now his grands get a set amount with specific jewelry pieces, and mine now split the rest. There didn't used to be a his and mine, but his kids now have prevented me from seeing his grands as I spoil them too much, make them laugh, and enjoy their time. I was falsely accused of something, and now they hold an even bigger grudge against me, even though it was proven via video it was not me. So while I don't want to hurt the babies, I do not want his kids to benefit from my death. To which OP responded, I have one 15-year-old daughter. He has no children. We do not plan on having any children together. Side note here, thank fuck. This story is from the Am I the Asshole subreddit by user MentionNo2671. Am I the asshole for not being reliable enough for my sister to use me as a backup kid caretaker in an emergency? Right now, I feel bad about this situation, while also feeling some resentment towards my family. My sister lives about 20 minutes away from me, near our parents. There was a family emergency where she needed to meet my parents at the hospital, and taking her kids wasn't an option. She called me up at 6:45 p.m. on her way to my apartment to tell me she needed to drop off the kids quickly and run. I tried to tell her that I was not in the right condition for that. She told me that it was an emergency, and she had no other option. I begged her to call her mother-in-law. She said that wouldn't work. When she showed up, she stepped inside my apartment to hand off her kids. Like I told her, I wasn't in the condition for this. My friend and I had been celebrating her new job. My sister was shocked and disgusted and dragged her kids off, but not before telling me what a pathetic loser she thinks I am. She ended up texting me a novel about how disappointed she is, how upsetting it is for her kids to have walked into my apartment reeking of weed. I'm 27 and should be over that phase of my life, etc. She ripped into me for still living with 5 roommates, not having a car, all this other stuff. It was deeply hurtful, and I apologized for not being able to help her and the kids. Of course, I had no idea that there could be an emergency like this, but you never know. That's why it's an emergency. Yes, I live with 5 people, but they are my friends, and we need each other to afford living here. I don't have a car because I can't drive. Weed is legal here, and it's not a crime to smoke once in a while. My sister said she was so disgusted with me that she brought my parents into it. They had all banded together to let me know what a piece of shit I am for not living up to anyone's expectations. I do feel a little defensive because I had no way of knowing this would happen. So I guess my question boils down to, am I the asshole because I was not ready for an emergency at my bid age of 27? Did I really let my family down? Okay, I got the post to let me edit it, and someone told me to add the reason that I can't drive is because I medically can't drive, and never can, for my whole entire life, sadly. Not the asshole in my opinion. It seems like OP was torn into simply because he wasn't ready to take on a situation he did not see coming. Poor guy even apologized for something that isn't even his obligation. For his family to spew such vitriol at him off this one incident makes you wonder how long they harbored such thoughts. It was the same, quote, pathetic loser, this same, quote, piece of shit that the sister was trying to leave her kids with in such short notice. Would he have still been that same loser if he took your children in? I'd love to see who finds him to be the asshole here. User IamTA always says, not the asshole. Why in the world would your sister think you home with 5 people was even an option for childcare? It should have been obvious that she needed to find different options. You literally told her you were smoking weed. As for the weed, it's legal where you are, so if she doesn't like it, she can take it up with her state representatives and governor, along with the voters who passed the law. To which OP responded, in my sister's defense, I don't know if she was thinking everything through or if she was just doing stuff on autopilot. I live in the opposite direction of the hospital and where they live, so she kinda had to go back and forth to begin with. So, I don't know. User Lip Gloss Addict says, your family is out of line. You told her it wasn't going to work, and she bulldozed over you. Take a break from your family for a minute. This isn't healthy. To which OP responded, part of me wants to be bitter and mean to them about it, but I know it won't help. I'm expected to just always be ready in case something random happens. But when I need help, it's always, quote, you figure it out, and, quote, this isn't my problem. User Juckum says, not the asshole. You did in fact act responsibly here by informing your sister that you didn't feel comfortable caring for her children while intoxicated. Your parents and sister's grumbling has nothing to do with the emergency. Surely they don't expect that no adult should ever be intoxicated or otherwise unavailable at a moment's notice. Instead, they're just using this as an occasion to let you know that they disapprove of your lifestyle. I guess you can do with that revelation what you will, but living with roommates and smoking weed certainly does not make you an asshole. This story comes from the Am I the Asshole subreddit by user Fluffy Cat. Am I the asshole for not letting my friend's husband come to my Galentine's Day party? Backstory. One of my, 29 female, best friends, 32 female, got married last spring. Since she got married, we mostly do group hangouts with her husband, 38 male, my partner, and some other friends, which is totally fine and fun. Now, I have a Galentine's party every year for my girlfriends, usually about 4 or 5 of us, and we all bring an appetizer and have wine, play some games, etc. I texted the group to let them know, and everyone responded. My friend messaged me privately to say that if her husband can't come, she can come, and asked if he can come with her. I normally would welcome him, but no one else's husband or boyfriends will be there, and it just isn't that kind of party, lol. I told her that no one else's partners would be there, and she said since being married, they are a, quote, package deal, and only attend things together. I told her I respected whatever arrangements they had in their marriage, and if she wasn't able to attend, I understood. However, a few days later, a mutual friend told me that they talked, and she said she was hurt by the fact I wouldn't invite him and felt I was being rude. I do plan to talk to her about it, but just need some feedback from Reddit. Edit, a few words. Edit 2. Because a lot of people asked, this party is held on the 13th, not on Valentine's Day. Edit 3, to add. Thanks to everyone who has taken the time to respond. I had a lot of anxiety about this. I knew I had done the right thing in my head, but then I second-guessed myself. Now I feel good in the boundaries I set. Edit 4, Galentine's Day. A day to celebrate female friendship similar to Valentine's Day, but for friends instead of romantic partners. It's often celebrated on February 13th, the day before Valentine's Day. It's for all female friendships and not just singles. Not the asshole. OP's friend knew what the terms of this meeting was, and it'd be unfair to the other women attending who may have had partners of their own who they wanted to bring. I mean, for shit's sake, it's called Galentine's Day for a reason. If anything, this friend is a rude one here for having the audacity to talk shit behind OP's back, believing she's an exception to the rules of the meeting. User Slinky Malinky 20 says, it's literally the one thing that's about supporting female friendships, lol. Read the room, no boys allowed. To which OP responded, yes, I do this every year as a little thank you to the women in my life. User Fresh Caramel 8148 says, why talk to her about it? Or if you do, don't expend too much energy on it. Keep it simple. This is a girls' get-together. I respect the rules you've created for your marriage, but partners are not invited. If you change your mind, you're welcome to come, but otherwise, we'll miss you. There is nothing else to say. Don't over-defend, over-explain. There is a boundary she has created for herself. You are fully not the asshole on this. User Mimka79 says, I don't know much about your friend's relationship, but it's unhealthy. I don't know if it's an extreme lovebird phase where they think marriage means being inseparable, or if something more sinister is going on, like she's not allowed to do anything without him. It could be a bit of both, and she's fooling herself into accepting this package deal. No man in their right mind would want to be part of a Galentine's celebration, and no woman in their right mind would ask to include a man in a female-only celebration between friends. They know that is crossing a line. It's even worse than a female thinking she can bring her child along because, in those cases, they are likely desperate for a night out but can't get the child care they need. Even still, those instances aren't fair to the friends who can arrange a girls-only night out. Stick to your guns. They can pout and complain all they want. Eventually, they might find their invitations drying up because this is so uncomfortable and weird for their friends. Or they might find they actually need a little space from their husband, and I hope they are safe to claim that. Feel free to maintain as much contact as you're comfortable with in case she needs your support when this relationship unravels, but do not alter your social life for her/them. It is not necessary. Not the asshole. And that's it. What are your thoughts on these stories? Which one resonated with you most? Do you agree or disagree with any of the replies mentioned? Drop us a comment below to let us know. And remember, be sure to like and subscribe for more.